All right, so we're going to give a field test of the Honda 2200i companion. So it is capable of being bridged over into a secondary 2200 or a secondary 2000i generator to provide a full 30 amps of service. I picked up this one in particular in case anyone was wondering, because they were getting harder to find. I do not have a regular 2200i. The only real difference between the two models is that the 2200i non-companion version has two 15 or 20 amp plugs. This one has a 30 amp plug that you would need a second generator to be paired with at this point in parallel, so that you could run both of them together and get a full 30 amps or 4400 or even 4200 amp or 4200 watts worth of service out of. So this has been in my basement for about 2 or 3 weeks. We did haul it out on a dispersed camping trip without electricity the other week. We did not use it. We actually found that the solar panel did perfectly at keeping everything that we needed to run. It ran the furnace just fine. We just didn't use the microwave, and we didn't need the electric water heater. We ran off propane. So my goal here, I have dog bone for us to convert a 15 amp or 20 amp connection into our normal 30 amp connection. I am going to run a surge protector in between it, if for no other reason to at least monitor the voltage level coming out of this guy. Unfortunately, I can't monitor the wattage or voltage consumption. The black plug, everyone should know by now, that's the one we would normally plug in for 30 amp service. The green one is just the extension cord. It's a 10 gauge 20 amp extension cord that I usually run to keep power going to our little guy. So right now we have it plugged in over here, and I have not remote started or turned up the inverter yet today. Right now the inside temperature, as we'll see, is probably about 80, 82 degrees, 84 maybe inside of the camper. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a start. I need to turn this guy back into on. It should be, in theory, as simple as taking it out of eco mode, which will go full throttle to let it warm up. I will probably also have to open up the choke at this point. It has got a full tank of gas, so hopefully I don't kill myself trying to start her up too many times and not drop my phone. Don't laugh at the socks. Oh, and turn it on. That's always helpful. So what you're hearing right now is me approximately 2 feet away from the inverter, and the eco throttle is off, meaning that it's running full throttle while it's warming up, which apparently didn't need much of. I'm gonna go check the temperature inside the little guy, and don't mind her, she's still messy from this weekend, Memorial Day. And I have an internal temperature 90.7. Battery's more than happily charged, about 92. The only thing running right now is the exhaust fan. When I do turn the AC on, I'll basically wind up closing the back window screen to keep it a little cooler in here, put all the vents closed in our windows, and case her off. So we'll go out. I'm going to turn it into eco mode so you'll hear the speed kick down. So basically, now I've got my headphones in with my microphone plugged in, but I am right here. So this isn't too horribly bad. I could easily have a conversation with people standing around me. But what I'm going to do, we're going to run out with our 15 amp connection, and I'm going to power. I might have to put the phone down real quick, but I'm basically going to connect this dog bone into our surge protector. It's going to be really, really, really hard to see in the bright sun. coming out with 127 amps right now. Oh, there it went. 127 amps, so it's technically high, and it's letting me know an error 2 or open ground, which means that technically, of course, this is not providing ground. If I wanted to do so, I could technically ground it out here with a stake. So it's about 127 amps with an open ground. I'm going to go ahead and we are going to, now that it's up and running, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. It might dip up, but probably not. I haven't turned anything on yet. So technically running on shore power at this point. Now it'll be hard for you to hear, but I'm expecting that when I go in and start turning things on, that the generator is going to kick up. I'm actually going to come in and turn this guy off. Howdy. Now I'll do a couple things here too. I'm going to go ahead and turn the AC on, and then I'm actually going to turn the refrigerator on. I know that we did have it running the AC for about 15 minutes when I first bought the generator, but it was also only about 70 degrees outside, so I didn't think we were really getting a valid test of how well it runs. But in addition to that, I will also turn on our refrigerator, which has been off since yesterday. It should detect auto mode and go to AC. It's on gas right now. I think I did realize one error. The fact that I do have the surge protector in line, since it's not, I'm presuming, since it's not sensing a ground, and possibly because it's 127 volts, it might not even be providing electricity. So I'm going to circumvent that at this point, and we'll see if that makes a difference. So basically removing this guy from the mix and just going right in. So coming straight out, it's on eco mode. Not using the surge protector anymore. Let's go on out and see if that makes the difference in providing AC. Yep, that did it. So that tripped us. We are running on AC now, so the surge protector was not happy with the generator, so we had to pull that out of the mix. So right now the refrigerator's set. I have it on level 4, and I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on the air conditioning unit. I'll stop talking for a bit, and you can probably hear, or probably will hear, the generator kick up, and I'll walk back out when that happens too. So at this point, the AC is running. That one doesn't do anything. We'll open that vent up. I already heard the generator kick up outside. So we'll go on out and take a peek at it. That's the louder side. That's our exhaust side. If I had to guess, it's probably running about 70-80% capacity right now. I know it's been louder. And my goal, basically, is to go ahead and let this fellow run for maybe half an hour. It's about noon, so neighbors shouldn't be too terribly upset that we're running a generator in the backyard for a while. I have it set for 66, and so that I can accurately see what temperature we've got going on here. I set this to 93. But basically, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to close a couple of the blinds and seal this fella up for half an hour. I'll come back maybe, I've got to do more steps today. I'll come back about 1:45, and we'll see where we sit. All right, so here we are about half an hour later. Generator's still kicking. Got ourselves some unhappy brown grass. But I had not heard the generator kick down at all during this process, which, you know, leads me to believe that it was basically up, running full tilt the entire time. And I have not been out here since. So let's take a look, see what we got. Oh, that feels better. close that guy up. So I did come in and I closed off most of the lights. Oh, I'm sorry, most of the blinds. And we are sitting at 75 degrees. So we got a ways to go yet to 66, but I'll take 75 at this point. They're over here. Oh heck, I'll just turn the light on. There we go. So right now we're sitting at about 76, 77 degrees. It's got a ways to go to hit 66, but nonetheless, it's on its way. See where we're at in the refrigerator. Of course, everyone likes to turn their refrigerator on the last possible minute before things, but it's getting chilly, but it's nowhere near where it needs to be. You guys need to give yourselves a full day to cool down there before you go on a trip somewhere. But I think for all intents and purposes, you could run the generator and within an hour get it back down to where you're happy and comfortable. Easily run it overnight in dispersed. I don't think I would ever recommend this in a campground that you're really close to other people, because you're still going to have the sound of a generator. But and it is 12:46. What is that outside now? Oh, 83. So it's 83 degrees outside. 70 odd degrees in here. Opened up all the cooling vents, except for this one, because one thing I did figure out about this guy, there's no real vent here. I mean, there's a little bit that trickles out, but this is basically your return air duct. So your hot air is coming in from here, so that's a filter you'll want to keep an eye on. But other than that, I think it's safe to say that the 2200 and even possibly the 2000 series Honda generators can run AC all on their own. Whether it's advisable, don't know. I know that I was able to pull that off. I guess we'll find out throughout the season as we go out, because I'm sure when we go dispersed camping in July and August, where I'm going to want AC on overnight. All right, guys, have a good one.